Hi, welcome to my channel, Dita's Hair Wellness. I always talk about conditioning hair with a scientific approach. In my research, I have found that clients do not understand the level of the damage that they're in. It's important to understand why you're damaged, how you got there, because that's the answer to how to get out of your damage. This is why conditioning is important to learn about so that you can take control of your damaged hair, so that you can maybe go to the next level of hair wellness. The problem with conditioning is that you're guessing at it. You're guessing at what's wrong. You're guessing at what level the damage is, and this is how damage gets worse. So what we're having, or what we're seeing now, is that I call this, I guess I call this conditioning in the dark, because you don't really understand how to condition, how to get the best out of your product. So therefore, you linger in damage and you think the damage is okay. And you go years before you realize that the damage has taken your hair wellness. I would like to take note, or you to take note, that baldness and thinness, people are living with it. And they're just, eventually finding out that they maybe didn't have anything to do about it. So they feel totally helpless. So today, I would like to caution you about learning about conditioning, learning how to brush. Remember to brush. Learning how to deep condition. Learning how to condition from the inside out, not the outside in. We have to have some type of basis where we say, you know what, this is what I have in my hair routine. I'm going to be brushing. I'm going to be deep conditioning. I'm going to protect my hair from the sun. Yes, it is work, but guess what? Once you get it into your lifestyle, you feel great, and it just flows. It's no longer a problem. Matter of fact, it helps your hair be the best it can be. So it's more manageable. It's growing like you like. So let's just take note that we don't understand damage. We don't understand how to care for it. So therefore, you're at a disadvantage. So hopefully we can talk more about how hair lives and how conditioning affects the hair and giving you more control over your hair damage. I want to thank you for sending in your hair questions to ditahair911@gmail.com. The big question, when two or more people call with the same question, I call that the big question. And the big question for the day is, I had a professional hair salon service for bleaching my hair. Now I am bleaching my own hair at home. What do I do? I want you to deep condition every week. Bleaching is a serious chemical service, so it needs lots of attention with deep conditioning. So you should be deep conditioning once a week and doing mini conditioners at home, such as when you come home, put your moisturizer on your ends. If you have very long hair, it just needs to be 4 or 5 inches away from the scalp. And then you can spray it with a spray bottle that has, filtered water. And you can just rub the massage, the moisturizer in there. And so, yes, you should be conditioning a lot. You should also protect your hair from the sun. And you should also, if you're on any medication, or if you have been or might be. So if you have been or if you will be, you don't know, right? But if you will. So medication is serious. It causes dehydration. So definitely make sure your body's hydrated. And then, of course, make sure your moisturizers are being given like every 3 days. Okay? Just give yourself a deep conditioner until your hair feels a lot better. And then work it into your routine where you're at least doing twice a month of deep conditioning. You need this to keep your color and to keep your hair in the long run healthy. Also remember to stay on top of your electrolytes. That's really important. So yeah, you got to be careful with that. It's very hard. A lot of conditioning on the ends, I would say. and then your deep conditioning would really matter when it's high lift bleach. Don't know why you left the salon, but if you left it because you did not like your color, then you might want to add some rebuilder protein or some protein in there, and mix it in with your moisturizer from time to time, maybe twice a month, just to make sure that you have your proper protein balance. So condition, 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 and you still have to brush. The first email question is, my scalp flakes got better after my doctor prescribed me a skin antibiotic for my skin. Yeah. Okay. I think I said that right. She has an antibiotic for her acne, I guess. And she says, but it seemed to lower her flakes. Great. I think it will do that because the medicine is geared towards your natural oils. So I'm sure that it could have changed your natural oils to where they're not as heavy. And that's good. It's not that you don't have the natural oils there. It's just that they no longer have a substance in them that were making it hard to remove or was causing the acne. On your scalp, it would accumulate with the cells as the dermis sloughs off. And so it would create big flakes. And you might just brush more to remove the flakes. But yeah, I do believe that sometimes I do recommend my clients to go to dermatologists just to see if they can have anything to correct their oil. Your natural oils are very important. For every hair follicle, you have an oil sebaceous gland. So I'm quite sure that that did help. However, I want you to be careful. My notes here are to warn you to be careful of using oily shampoo now. Before, you might have felt like you had to strip your oils or you had to use an oily shampoo to lower the oil because of what it was doing on your scalp and hair. So I want to say that now that that oil has been corrected, it might not be as bulky on your scalp, and so you might not need a clarifying shampoo or oil shampoo like you might if you still had the oil. So watch out for that. Also watch out for sun damage. You know, you don't want to you don't want these oils that are now all healthy to be too, you don't want your hair to be sun damaged, but your scalp as well. So yes, look out for your SPF, sunscreen protection, maybe in your clothing to help your hair, because the oil now is a lot thinner. Not that it's not going to protect your hair or your scalp, because you do have an acid mantle that protects your scalp and your hair. So I would like to see that you know, maybe notice your hair, observe it, make sure the oil is accumulating like it used to before using an oil or a clarifying shampoo. I want you to moisturize and condition. It's important that when this oil is not present, then you might tend to be a little dry at first. So as it gets used to the oil change, you might feel dryness. Don't worry, just deep condition, and that should clear up along with other scalp issues as far as the flakes. Two, email question. I had curly hair. Now it is dry and straight. Well, I've heard of this before. You didn't say, I guess you're saying that the curly hair is natural and now it's straight. So I would think that you don't have any moisture in order to curl. So I would try moisturizer, deep condition every 3 days with the moisturizer till your curl returns. And then, of course, once a week and then every 2 weeks as needed. All right? So minimum twice a month. Since your hair was that dry, I don't know if it was due to medication or if it was just due to you hanging out in the sun, but you do need to increase your moisturizer and your deep with heat. So your deep conditioning moisturizer, and then using moisturizer on the ends when you come home. Maybe if you want to rinse it out before bed, that's great. You don't need to condition while you're in bed. If you're conditioning when you're out of bed, right? Email question 3. After a heat cap with insulated heat cap, after she used the insulated heat cap, her hair felt heavy and flat. I don't know the texture of your hair. If you have fine hair, I'm sure that this would be an issue because anything, especially water-loving molecules, are heavy, and so when you put them on your hair, I would after you heat cap, go ahead and let the heat cap conditioner and the plastic cap stay on. Okay, so it stays on, and then take it off and dry. So you're doing your heat cap's over. So 15 minutes, you're letting your hair cool down underneath the heat cap. After it cools down, then you're going to take your cap off, and then you're going to let it air dry, so to speak. And then you can rinse it out. It's a very good conditioner. You can rinse lightly. Just rinse a little bit of it out so it doesn't feel so heavy. The insulated cap goes deep. It opens the hair shaft, so you're getting inside the hair shaft. Remember, we want to condition inside out, not outside in. So inside out, you're getting there, and that means that it's a lot of heavy conditioners in there. And when the hair is dehydrated, it's hard to hold them. So you probably feel flat. However, this should clear up if you stay in a routine of using your moisturizer and your deep conditioning. So you have something to lighten the side effects, but then you also know that this should clear up as you keep conditioning. I really enjoyed that because that question has been asked before, and I'm glad to address it again. Um, so now we have the hair facts. It's like I messed up my order of my phone. I like to stick to script. I like to stick to script because one, it helps you learn, and it helps me stay focused on what I'm teaching. So when I came here and said, oh my God, where is my hair facts? And I found them. Thank you. Sorry. It's like, oh my God, where did I put my hair facts? Hair facts. I love hair facts. I don't know how I lost them. Hair facts is for you to build a hair folder. It's things that you can do right now to start your hair being the best it can be. And so hair facts is real important to, gather your thoughts and start monitoring your hair. When you observe your hair, then you're able to say, you know what, these hair facts apply to me. So today I wanted to talk to you about hair perform better when it's conditioned. When you start conditioning, you're not used to it. And just like the little young lady we were talking about, she said that her hair felt flat. Yes, when you first start conditioning, you do feel different because your hair is adjusting. But once you go through, I call it stabilizing stage, where your hair starts to build and you start conditioning often, then your hair starts not to lose. Then your hair starts being protected. So when it starts being protected, guess what? You've got a better feel, better manageable hair, and it's no longer being jeopardized for hair damage. So staying on top of your conditioning is really important. And I think that, by understanding conditioning, you can get to know your hair problems better. And then you can start saying, you know what, I have dryness and I have it more after I exercise. Or I have dryness and I think it's because I've been at the farm all day. You get the idea. You'll be able to monitor your conditioning and adjust your conditioning accordingly. When you learn how to take care of your hair after you've conditioned it, you'll feel more, for instance, it's more manageable. You'll feel that the growth rate is coming. You'll feel change. And it's a great change because you say, oh my God, listen, I got thicker hair than I thought. I also I'm gaining length and I'm not losing it. So you end up saying to yourself, this is how it feels when it's conditioned. And this is how it feels when it's not. So that knowledge alone will save you because you can say to yourself, you know what, my hair is not acting right. If something's going on here, I see some breakage on one side. So now you can say, you know what, I can deep condition for 2 days and, get that hair back in shape. I can do this. I can brush. Now you have tools to work with. So one of the things we want to mention or want you to remember from today is that, of today hair facts, is that sure, learn to have a routine and learn to see the results of your routine. A lot of times we condition once and we don't go back for a month. We don't go back for 2 months. But if you start making it part of your routine to condition every 2 weeks, every 3 days, whatever you want to do, for instance, if you are conditioning because you've had a bad chemical service, well, you're conditioning once a week until that hair feels rebuilt. You have to learn how that feels. Right now, all you're experiencing is damaged hair, so when it comes time to condition, you're lost. You're like, wait a minute, what's happening with my hair? So it does take time for you and your hair to adjust. So don't think that these new methods are just going to fold into place and create growth and create no breakage right away. What's going to happen is that you're going to get into a routine where your hair is never low in moisture, is never low in protein, it's always protected from the sun, and it's always protected from chemical services. So remember, you don't want to be conditioned in the dark. You want to learn more about conditioning, and you want to learn how your hair feels when it's conditioned and when it's not. And therefore, you can say to yourself, I am behind on my conditioning. I need to catch up. So if you think of it in a way of progress over a month, over 6 months, then you're looking at, doing the work and then monitoring the hair to make sure you're getting the results. You should be getting the results. If you learn how to condition, your hair will show it. I want to thank you for staying. I hope I have helped you and your hair. I really want to help you and your hair. I'm not, interested in making any money on this. I just feel that I have knowledge and I would like to share it with you. I have research, and I think my research can be very useful for you to take your hair to the next level of wellness. I want you to please push the like button. Please. Please subscribe as well. It lets YouTube know that this information is needed. The scientific conditioning is not only great for you, but also right in the palm of your hands. And when you tell YouTube, I want more information to palm of my hands about my hair damage, that helps out to keep the channel going. I want you to think about scientific conditioning. Think about whether or not you want to put in the work. Think about whether or not you want to put in the time. Like I said, once you do it, your hair will show it. And the time now that it's worked into your lifestyle, it feels like nothing. It's not strenuous. It's not, tax time overwhelming. It just feels that way at first. So get into your conditioning. Matter of fact, please get into scientific conditioning. Stop conditioning without a little bit more scientific approach. Remember, I was trained by Redken, SES training, Scientific Educational Systems. So I have more of a scientific approach than other conditioners. And I know that might be hard to digest. Remember, I have Facebook, Vita Damaged Hair, and I hope to see you there. Now go have a good hair day. Thank you. You need a